Very good. Find a comfortable starting position. You can be sitting upright, you can be on a blanket or bolster, you can lie down if you prefer. If you like lying down with your head and chest elevated a little, you can do that, or you can be flat. So all of the possibilities are available. And take a deep breath in and gently let it go. And take another generous breath in and let it go. And just like that, a generous inhale and pause. And let it go. And feeling the ground beneath you, the tangible support during a period that can feel very groundless. Breathing in, breathing out. And take a few more breaths, just like that, observing any sensation you notice in the body, feeling the support beneath you and the space above you. Now, as you deepen the breath a bit, take a moment to move or stretch. If you're lying down, you might hug the knees and rock for a moment. And then let's join forces seated upright. If crossing the legs is comfortable, great, do that. If sitting another way feels better, then do that. Root down into whatever you're sitting on. Lengthen the spine upwards, relax the shoulders. And we'll make circles with the chin in the air, all the way around. And then the other way. As you return to center, once again, renew your commitment to the length in your spine and take your right hand to the temple. And as you sit tall, we'll use a bit of resistance here. The head will press sideways into the hand and the hand presses back into the head. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, resist, head to hand to head. Keep the hand there. Inhale, relax the effort. And exhale, resist. Inhale, relax the effort. Exhale, resist. Change hands, same thing. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, resist. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, resist. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale, resist. Release the hands. Turn the head, look over the right shoulder. And with the eyes, like they're a laser level, at the same horizon level, sweep over to the other side. And then come back again, returning to the right shoulder, looking in that direction. Place your left hand on the temple. And this time the resistance includes movement. So You decide how much effort to put into the resistance. Make sure that the length of the spine is retained so that the resistance isn't the thing that takes over. Long spine, and resist as the head turns. You can turn and look as far over the other shoulder as you like, and when you're done, change hands. Now the right hand is on the temple. Sit tall first, and then slowly take a few breaths as the head turns the other way. Yeah. So sometimes when we've got neck stuff going on, the first thing we go to is thinking, oh, I need to stretch this. But we also need to wake up and strengthen the muscles. Come on back to center. This gives them a variety of different ways of moving. Tilt your right ear toward your right shoulder. And then slowly bring the head to upright. And then over to the left shoulder. And gently back to upright and over where we started. With the head tilted to the right, the left hand goes to the temple, and it's the same movement with resistance now. Sit tall and resist. Take a few breaths, slowly going over to the other side, because we only do this once each way. Release the hand, change sides. Right hand to the head, and slowly come to upright and as far over to the other side as you wish. And release the hands. Come to upright. Lower the chin to the chest. And then, like an exaggerated slow yes, start to lift the chin without letting the head drop back. So we're increasing that curve in the neck as the head tilts back, but not letting the head fall. Come on back to center, bring the chin down. This time we'll add resistance, either one hand or both hands behind the head. Resist the back of the head into the hands, and then slowly raise the head and continue resisting as your chin lifts. Can you feel those muscles in the back of the neck, maybe even in between your shoulder blades? And then slowly come the other way. The chin coming back down toward the chest. We'll do that one more time with resistance. Slowly raise the head as much as you like. Lift the chin, lift the chest, feel the upper back, and then slowly back the other way. Leave the chin down, release the hands to the legs, and then roll the shoulders forward and pull the navel in and round the whole length of your spine. Then inhale and lift your heart and melt your shoulders. The chin can go up as high as it wants to. Exhale, draw the navel in and round. Inhale, lift the heart, melt the shoulders. Exhale, draw the navel in, round the spine. Inhale, lift the heart. One more time like that. And come to upright and circle your ribs around. You decide how much. If you like, you can rock on the pelvis as the ribs go around. Reverse. What feels good in your body right now? Return to center. And then from center, let's take the right hand off to the side, the left hand behind the head. Lengthen. So root down into the left side of your seat as the left elbow reaches up. And then add a bit of side bend. Add the top arm reaching if you like. And breathe. Take a few breaths, feeling and expanding the space between the ribs on the left side. Stay on this side, and now add your own combination of turning, twisting. You can swoop the arm around. You can move the head if you like. And feel your way in. Notice what's interesting over here. When you're ready, Reach the top arm way up. Let it lift you. And change sides. Right hand behind the head. First, we find length. Anchor the right side of your seat. Reach the right elbow upward. Then add the side bend gradually. Maybe add the top arm reaching. Take several breaths right here. So from the outside, it looks still, but on the inside, you're noticing the subtleties of how the ribs can expand, how the breath can go over into this side that's stretching. And now add your own movement. It may have a different character or feel than the way that you moved on the other side, or it may be very similar. Trust your intuition here. And when you're ready, raise the top arm and release. Take the arms out wide, bring the fingertips to the shoulders, and with your elbows make circles. And then we'll enlarge the circles so that as the elbows go back, give your shoulder blades a squeeze. And as the elbows come forward, spread your shoulder blades out wide. Yeah, good. Give your shoulder blades a squeeze around the back. And spread them out as the elbows come forward. Now do 2 circles in the other direction. Elbows forward, spread the shoulder blades. Elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades. Oh, yeah. Elbows forward, spread the shoulder blades. Elbows back, squeeze. Now reach the arms up high overhead. Inhale. And then take hold of the left arm. Side bend a little. Zip up the belly as you come back to center. Side bend the other way. Return to center. Raise the arms. Get extra tall. Twist to the right. Unwind to center. Twist to the left. Unwind to center. Back to the right. And we'll stay here. Sit tall. Use the muscles. Keep engaging the muscles in your torso that are holding you in the twist, but lower the arms. So one way to keep twists really safe, especially if you have any low back or sciatica issues, is to use your hands less. If you rely just on the muscles of your torso to twist you, it is really hard to twist too far. If the hands take over, it's relatively easy actually to use the arms and like crank it. You're not a pickle jar that needs to be tightened. You're a human with a long, glorious spine. So let it be long and spacious. And you might, without using your hands, bring your mind into your left shoulder blade and imagine your left shoulder blade is nudging you a little more into the twist. And see if from the inside you can get that extra little bit of turn. Unwind gently. Come to center, raise the arms. Inhale. We'll circle the arms down, and then we'll raise them again to go into the twist. Inhale the arms up overhead, and we twist. Root down. Notice if, as you're twisting with the arms raised, are you leaning onto one side of your bum? Even things out at your foundation. Zip up the belly, long spine, lower the arms. And remember, you're in control, so you can choose to activate the muscles in your torso a little extra. You can invite those muscles around your right shoulder blade to give you a nudge in the direction of the twist. And you can decide how much helping the arms are allowed to do. Long spine. And twists will make it more challenging to breathe. It's just part of their mechanics. Unwind gently. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, release. Let's rearrange the feet. Bring the soles of your feet together and we'll make a diamond shape. Now, for exploratory purposes, start out with whatever your comfortable diamond shape is, however far the feet want to be away. And then from here, lean a bit forward. And just notice what you feel in the body, if there's a stretch somewhere or if it feels pinchy somewhere. And breathe. We'll stay here for several more breaths as you explore sensation. And sometimes it changes over time, and what initially didn't feel comfortable becomes pretty manageable. Sometimes it goes the other way. If it's becoming less and less comfortable and more aggravating, then dial back. And slowly come back up. And once you're upright, bring your feet closer, whatever closer looks like from your natural comfort spot, comfort zone. Sit tall. Notice how the legs may feel different. Lean forward. Observe what you feel from this position. Is it different in the inner thighs? Is it different in the hips? Is it different in the back? Is there like an instinctive liking or disliking? Just notice. And part of what we manage in yoga is all the stuff that's going on in our minds as we're moving through different challenges and poses. We'll come back to the breath and walk the hands back up. And third and final variation, take the feet way out, so farther than your comfort zone, so that it feels kind of long. And it doesn't have to be heroically long, but longer than you would normally go. And then fold from here. And what does it feel like now? And notice, right? So this particular position may be really comfortable, may not be comfortable. The knees may be naturally higher or lower. I know sometimes in yoga, it seems like the goal is always like, get the knees down, get the hamstrings longer. And that actually isn't always the best thing to do. In yoga, there's a bit of a bias toward open hips and loose hamstrings. But you know what? You don't actually want your hamstrings to be too loose. Having them strong, yet like mobile and flexible, that's a nice combination. And slowly come up. And the hips too. We want enough mobility that we can move freely, unwind the legs, but enough stability that we can walk and feel secure. Have your feet planted, and we'll do seated windshield wipers. Fingertips alongside you, tip the knees, tip over to the edges of the feet. Now, if you like, reach the arms out wide while you do that. Yeah, so it's extra, yeah. The body may be like, not today. So you can choose. You can choose whether to have the hands on the floor or have the arms in the air. And your bum may walk you forward a bit. That's okay. Yeah. Does that feel okay in the hips? Yeah. Come on back to center. And then let's do another couple of trips where we really lean into the mobility part of it. So go over to one side, pick a side, any side, and especially the knee that's pointed in, let it come down as far as it wants to. The other knee comes out as far as it wants to. Is that okay in that right side? Ah, and slowly come up. So yeah, if a certain range of motion, if it's beyond like stretchy or tight, and if it's like, ay, 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 be kind and go in slowly. Good. And then unwind, walk the feet back in, and let's take ourselves onto our backs. We'll hug the knees and rock a little side to side. So as we change position, if you would like to have a blanket underneath you or any support that makes you feel more comfortable, feel free to set that up. And then rock. As you rock, pay attention to your low back and notice when you change the knee position, what effect does it have on your low back? So bring the knees all the way together. What does that feel like on your back? Take the knees farther away from the chest. What does that feel like? Try the knees close but wide apart from each other. How does your back feel about that? How do your hips feel about that? And then lastly, send the thighs away, but keep the knees fairly wide apart. And just see, is there some spot that feels like it's a real sweet spot for your body and what it needs right now? And touch the left foot down. We'll send the right leg in the air. You can hold the leg or not. We're moving our joints around. So whatever position your right leg wants to be in, rotate your ankle. And go the other way. Now swing your lower leg around. So we'll move from the knee joint. The shin and the foot are just kind of stirring around. Yeah. Then stir the other way. Good. Now the knee circles around, so we're moving from the hip joint. Up the leg we go. Make big circles with the knee. You can straighten or bend the knee as you go around, enlarging the circles. Reverse direction. The hips can rock. This really is about hip mobility and waking up and lubricating the joint. Come on back to center. Touch the foot down. Let's go to the other leg. We'll start with the ankle circles. Slow and generous as you move. It will likely be noisy. Circle the other way. Noisy is perfectly acceptable and very normal. If it hurts, though, don't lean into the part that hurts. And then sweep the foot and the shin around, moving from the knee. And go the other way. And now the knee circles around, so we're moving from the hip joint. I like to think of this as whatever the organic version of WD-40 is for your joints. And go the other way. Might be like coconut oil or something. And as you complete that circle, touch the foot down, come back to the right leg, bring the knee to the chest, this time clasp behind the thigh, shrug your shoulders down. Now we'll get into a bit more of stretching the muscles. Slowly, so we'll keep the thigh in for this particular version of our hamstring stretch. Bring your thigh fairly close to your chest. And then move the lower leg, extend the lower leg in the air until you feel, oh, hey, back of the leg is stretching now. It doesn't matter. Well, it's not important for the leg to be straight. What's important here is that you get a stretch. Actually, some of the hamstrings get stretched better with the knee bent and others better with the knee straight. So breathe. Now, while you're in the hamstring stretch, feeling a moderate amount of sensation, like let's say no more than 5 on a scale of 1 to 10, flex and point your foot. If that sends anything zingy down the leg, check in and make sure your core is engaged. It may not seem like we need it for a hamstring stretch, but it will help us. Little bit of zipping up the belly, flex and point the foot, and if there is anything sharp and zingy, do not do the thing that causes the sharp and zingy. Bend the knee, touch the foot down, other leg. Bring the knee into the chest, fairly close, clasp behind the thigh or hold clothing, and then slowly extend the lower leg up until you notice a stretch. Zip up the belly, because why not? Flex and point the foot. And I find sometimes if I land in that kind of zingy spot, if I slightly change the position of the leg, sometimes it's a little turned out or a little turned in, bring it a little closer, a little further away, I can get out of that weird channel into a more comfortable one. So explore. This is your body laboratory. Gently release. Touch the foot down. Let's come back to leg number one. Bring the right knee outside the chest. Happy baby with just the right leg. Use your forearm or your hand to draw the knee down toward the right upper arm. Add a gentle bit of rocking. If you want, you can reposition the hand and walk it up toward the ankle or the foot. The main movement is what's happening in the hip joint. So where the hand is just a facilitator. It's not like there's enlightenment if you touch your foot. So if you're touching your foot and hoping for enlightenment, I'm sorry to disappoint you today. Yeah, sorry, Bonnie. All right, release. And move this knee around a little bit before you completely let the leg go. Move the knee and the hip. And then come in on the other side. Left leg, happy baby. Start out with the hand or the forearm behind the thigh. Use that leverage point. Start to rock a bit. And then, if you want, walk your hand up toward the ankle or the foot. Breathing in, breathing out. And then release. Move the leg, the hip, the knee around a bit. Good. Now from here, hug both knees into the chest. And the knees can be your choice, either closer together or further apart. That's simply for comfort. Then pull the knees in a little bit, little knee pumping movements. There's a bit of momentum to it. And then you decide how much momentum you want to add. You can pull the knees in just a touch, or you can really kind of kick up a bit, almost like we're getting ready to do plow pose. Plow pose is the yoga pose where the feet go up and over the head. We are not doing plow pose today, just to be clear, but it can be helpful to think of. And then rock over to one side. Let's go over to your right side. So when you're on your right side, come into a fetal position. If you like to have a blanket or pillow between the shins, you can have that. If you want something under your head for support, have that. If nothing's handy, use your arm. And we'll reach the top arm, the left arm, out in front. And open your book and let the shoulder fall back behind you. And then close your book on the exhale. If it's tolerated, follow the thumb with your eyes. And if it feels better in your body to bend the elbow, do it more like you're drawing a bow and arrow. Remember, the arm is just, it's like a facilitator of the twist. And then this last time, as you come over to your side, reach your top arm, like see how far out, like if there's something on the floor just out of your reach and you wanted to walk your fingers out towards it. Stay in the twist for a few breaths. And sometimes the head wants to be a little lower. Sometimes the shoulder blades want to kind of shrug around and flatten out a bit. Arrange your arms and head so that your neck and shoulders are happy. Arrange your knees and thigh bones so that your low back is happy. Take a deep breath in. Gently let it go. And come back over onto your side. The other side. Rock, roll, squiggle. Fetal position on the second side. Same setup. Reach the top arm out in front of your chest. And then start to move either with a straight arm, following or not following the thumb. Or if your body prefers the bent elbow, bow and arrow type movement, you can do that. As long as your spine is twisting and untwisting. That's why we're here. So find the most workable way for the arm to move to facilitate that. And of course, if it's fairly comfortable, you might imagine each time you're opening up, there's a little more twist and reach, and each time you're folding onto your side, there's a little extra reach out in front of you. So come onto your side this last time and reach your top arm way out away from your chest. Let the shoulder blades spread, get way out there, and then pull the arm back, open up into your twist, and make yourself comfortable. You might flatten out the shoulder blades a little on the mat, shrug one shoulder under or off to the side. Again, adjust the position of your head and your arms so that your neck and shoulders are happy. Adjust the position of your knees and legs so your low back is happy. And then breathe down the twisty spiral of your spine. Gently, maybe a couple more breaths right here. Gently come over onto your side. From here, press yourself up and flip over to hands and knees to tabletop pose. So from tabletop, if your knees want a little extra padding, double over a mat or add a blanket. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. As you exhale, lift your navel, round your upper back, let your neck relax and your head hang. Take a couple of breaths in this Halloween cat position as the belly lifts up and the neck relaxes and lengthens. And now slowly into the back bend, and we'll take a few breaths in the back bend, pulling the heart forward, shrugging the shoulders down, lengthening the spine. And now with the breath, exhaling into the Halloween cat position, Inhaling into the rounded, or the rather, back bend position. Exhaling, Halloween cat. Inhaling, back bend. Take your time. Imagine moving inch by inch by inch by inch by inch along the spine. Now roll the hips and the shoulders around. Reverse. And come to hands and knees once again. Take your knees a little wider. Lean your hips back. We're in child's pose. If it's comfortable, stretch the arms out in front of you. You can have the arms either straight and up on fingertips or take a more relaxed approach and let the forearms rest on the mat. Check in with your back, your neck, your low back in particular, and see if your back has a preference for how your arms are positioned. Check in also if your shoulders or some other area has a preference. And take a few deep breaths here. Let's walk over to the right side stretch in child's pose. You might have the hands separated or the left palm on top of the right. Breathe here, especially breathe down that one side. Walk the hands to the other side. Deep breath in between the ribs. And walk the hands back to center. Slowly ease your way to hands and knees. Bring the knees in, tuck the toes underneath, and either downward facing dog, or if you want a bit more low-key approach, leave the shins down, stretch the arms out. So kneeling puppy, or lift the knees up and downward facing dog, feet as wide as you like. And turn the head a little side to side, walk the feet in place if you're in down dog. Breathe. If you're kneeling puppy, feel the length of the spine. So we're in a little bit of an inversion here. Take a couple more breaths where you are. And then gradually make your way to standing folded over your toes. Once you arrive there, choose either. You might have the knees bent. If being very upside down doesn't agree with you, then use your forearms on your thighs. Make it more of a squat. If being upside down feels very lovely, then go ahead and straighten your legs a bit more. Not 100% straight, but so the hips are high and the arms can hang. And then lastly, if you'd like to sway or turn the head while you're here, feel free. Good. All right, so we're gonna slowly come to upright. From our upright position, roll your shoulders up and back, down and around. And plant your feet. Inhale the arms overhead and take hold of the left wrist and gently side bend. Lengthen into your feet. Feet can be as wide apart as feels good for a stable base for you. Breathe here, yeah. Feel all of that length down the left side of the body. And if you like, add a little turning. Turn your chest down, turn your gaze down. A slight twist in the upper back. Unwind the twisty part first, and then come to upright. Release your arms. Other side, inhale. And take hold of the other arm, take hold of the right arm, anchor the feet, lift the belly, lengthen up. So that there's this sense that we're growing taller and more spacious. Breathing in between the ribs on this side, and now add the twist. Zip up the belly a bit, turn the chest down, turn the gaze down, make space at the back of the neck, make space around the upper back. And first unwind the twist, and then come up from the side bend. Release the arms. And shoulder width stance for the feet. Bend the knees a bit and let your arms sway, like tassel-like. Yeah. Yeah, so it's the momentum that moves us. Good. And plant your feet. Inhale, reach out, reach up. Exhale, bend your knees. Now I'm going to widen my feet a little bit so I can get a nice wide-legged squat here. Hinge and fold forward. Come a little higher, take a breath in, straighten the arms. Hinge and fold forward. I'm bending the elbows but keeping my hands in the same spot. And then press into your feet and come up to straight legs, big circle around you, like a wide-legged half sun salute. Hands to the heart. Inhale, make a big circle around you. Exhale, bend the knees, come into your squat and hinge forward. Lift the torso, but keep the knees bent. Inhale. Good. Exhale, fold back down again. Press down to rise up, straightening the legs as you go. Hands to the heart. One more time. Root down, circle upward. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge forward. Halfway up, straighten the arms. And stay here this time. We're going to shrug the shoulders. Shrug in one direction. Shrug in the other direction. Little twist here. Now you can make this more or less challenging. You can widen the feet if you like. You can lower the hips if you like. There's a sense of lifting from the inside, lifting the pelvic floor, lifting the belly, and then come to center, press down to rise up. Inhale, a big circle overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Release the arms and bring your feet back in. Stand tall. Stand on your left foot and bend your right knee. Make like you're drawing circles in the sand with your toes. Yeah. Circle the other way. Good. Now to strengthen the same leg, we'll stay on that side and make the circles with the knee. Your knee circles can be low, they can be small, they can be gigantic. You can have a hand on a wall or some furniture for stability. Go the other way. Yeah, that's it. That's mobility for the hip, but it's also strength and it's also balance. All mushed in together. Bring the foot down, shake the legs out. Stand tall on the right foot. First, circle on the floor with the toes. Then the other way. How big a circle can you draw? All right, now with the knee. If you want to get creative and take the knee back and lean forward to make bigger, weirder circles, you can do that. And then reverse direction. So feel free to throw yourself off balance intentionally. It helps us. It helps us build resilience. It helps us to balance better. Come on back to center. So yeah, our vestibular system will degrade over time, but our muscles and our proprioception, our sense of where we are in space, can continue to improve. So we call on different other skills to compensate. All right, I want to do something at a wall, so we're going to rearrange a little bit. Hang on. Find the closest wall with space around you and bring your mat, the short end of the mat, up against the wall. Yes, you go over this way, you go over that way. I'm going to stay in the middle and I'm going to pretend I have a wall. Just go with me on this. So I'm going to demonstrate this sequence, and there's a pattern to it that repeats. So you'll kind of get the feel for it after we do it a time or two. I'll do this 2 ways just to show, and then we'll do it together on the third round. Way number 1. My apologies to the folks online, because you're just going to see my butt mostly. I don't know how instructive that is. We'll start in puppy dog. So this is your preview, just watch. We won't do just yet. Your knees will be bent, your spine will be long, and then you'll look toward the wall and you'll step your right foot forward. We'll pivot our whole body so that pinky edge of the foot is there. Thanks, Ben. And then from here, I'm going to turn the foot that's not at the wall into the middle of the room and turn this into a warrior 2 pose. You don't have, there's no quiz on this. I just wanted you to see it, because sometimes when we're facing the wall, it's hard to tell what's going on. We'll do a little reverse warrior. We'll come back to our warrior 2, straighten the leg, pivot back, and there we go. We're back in our puppy dog. When it comes time to do the other side, I'm just going to show this one sideways for our viewers at home. From your puppy dog, you'd step the other foot forward, pivot, do your, I'm imagining a wall. Reverse warrior, warrior, straighten the legs, turn back to the wall, and then step back, and we're in puppy dog. All right, in theory? In theory, all right, good. So let's all start in puppy dog, hands on the wall, and you'll decide where that sweet spot is. If it's well tolerated for the whole torso to be horizontal, then great, do that. But sometimes the shoulders are like, what the hell? So adjust. Your hands can be higher or lower. Your shoulders can be higher or lower. Bend your knees some so that your hips can reach back. And yes, engage your abs, because why not? And breathe. Good, zip up your belly, Bonnie. Lengthen your low back. I want to come over and touch you guys, and I can't. All right, so from here, look toward the wall, step your right foot all the way up to the baseboard, and pivot to your left, so the whole baby toe edge of your foot is up against the wall. Keep that. Now, draw your attention to the other foot and squiggle it, turn it, so it's facing straight into the middle of your room. Now we've got the legs kinda-ish in warrior 2 position. Leave your right hand on the wall, reach your left arm out into the middle of the room, bend your left knee. Ooh, hello. Now, if you're bending the knee and you're like, oh, this feels awkward, and you want to squiggle your foot one way or another or move it further out to give you more room, Do that. Yeah. And then zip up the belly. Breathe here. Turn your left palm up and side bend. Your left arm is reaching to the ceiling near the wall. Near the wall behind you, that one you're touching. Come back to your warrior two. Release the hands, straighten both legs, pivot your left foot so your feet are facing forward. Now turn your chest, hands on the wall. Press the wall away, step your foot back, and we're in puppy dog. This is our home base position. Long spine, give yourself a nice back stretch. If you want to move your hands higher or lower than last time, feel free. This should work for you. It's for your body. Now left foot steps forward. Same thing here. Pivot so your baby toe edge of your foot is up against the wall. You're standing sideways, then turn the right leg, pivot, 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 so it's facing in toward the middle of your room. Good. Leave your left hand on the wall, reach your right arm out in front of you, and then see, sometimes like the butt goes back and the chest goes forward. Kind of get that organized. Turn your front knee, like your right knee, try and have it turn out as much as possible and squeeze your right butt cheek. Like you're trying to squeeze it and tuck it under you a little. Yeah, that'll help to stabilize. And again, you can squiggle the foot and give yourself more room. Turn the right palm up, reverse warrior, reaching in a long arc to the ceiling overhead. Breathe, 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 breathe. Come back to your warrior two pose. Release the hands, straighten the legs, pivot your feet. Then turn and place both hands on the wall. Step your left foot back, puppy dog. We are back in home base. Take a few breaths here. What does it feel like if you press the wall more? What does it feel like if you press the wall less? Just notice if one way gives you more length or more comfort or more of something else or less of something else. All right, we're going to mush that all together in a sun salutation sort of way. Step your right forward, pivot, baby toe edge of the foot faces the wall. Stand tall, turn your whole left leg toward the center of the room. Bend your left knee, reach your left arm out, warrior two. Turn your left palm up. Reverse warrior, reach the left arm overhead. Back to warrior two. Lower the arms, straighten the legs, feet face forward. Touch the wall with both hands, step the right foot back. Puppy dog, take a couple breaths, make the longest spine here you can. And look forward, step the left foot up. Baby toe edge of the wall, of the foot on the wall. Turn the whole right leg out. Reach the right arm out into the middle of the room and bend the knee. Find your warrior two pose. Turn your right palm up. Inhale, reach overhead, side bending. Good. Exhaling back to warrior two. Release the hands, straighten the legs, and turn the feet to face forward. Then pivot, hands on the wall, step back, and puppy dog. This is our last puppy dog. Stay here for a few more breaths. Ease your way to standing. And roll your shoulders up and back, down and around. So we're going to use our wall for one more standing pose. Two ways to use it. Way number one, and maybe we'll all do this in both ways. Way number one, I'll preview, and then we'll all join forces. You're standing with the wall at your back. Turn the left toes in, turn the right leg out, and then you'll bend your right knee, place your hand down. I'm going to grab myself a block or I'm going to use my water bottle. There we go. Have a water bottle or a block or something that your hand can go on, and then you raise your back leg. This is half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, using the wall to lean into. You can raise the top arm if you like. If your hamstrings are like, what in the hell are you doing to me? You can always bend your standing leg, especially if your block or something is not quite tall enough. All right? Okay. Stand with a wall at your back. Now, if you don't have a whole big expanse of wall, use a little section of wall at whatever spot is strategic where your bum or your raised leg heel can touch it. Feet are wide. Turn the... Yeah, I've been doing backwards for our folks at home. Let's all do the same side ish. So you may, if you're looking at me on the screen, this may look like I'm doing it backwards, but disregard that. Turn your whole right foot in. Turn your whole left leg out. Lean toward your left leg and start to tiptoe in. Get your left hip above your left ankle with whatever amount of bend in the knee you need to have. Yeah, now you have access to the strength and the power in that standing leg. Start to lean down, reach for your block or your water bottle. And as your torso goes down, now start to reach back and raise your back leg. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. Can you place the heel of the lifted leg on the wall? Can you turn your chest to face into the center of the room? Oh, hi there. And if you like, raise the top arm. And breathe and breathe and breathe. Good. Bring the top hand to your hip. Bend your standing leg a lot. Use the wall. Slide on up. Oh, back to standing. Shake your legs out. Place your block or your water bottle over on the other side. So left foot turns in, whole right leg turns out, the wall is at your back. Just so you know, when your right foot is facing forward, it's only the right butt cheek that we're trying to keep on the wall. Don't try to put both butt cheeks on the wall and square your hips, because like 99.5% of the population, that's a totally made up statistic, can't actually do that. Like, you need to be an acrobat with an inordinate amount of range of motion to have your pelvis face forward and your legs face 90 degrees out to the side. So don't force your body to do that. It will compensate in most likely unpleasant ways. So don't do that to yourself. All right. From here, bend your right knee, tiptoe in so your right hip is right over your right ankle. You have access to the power of that standing leg. Reach your right hand down, find your water bottle, your block, your whatever. Use your right butt cheek on the wall. Yes, the wall is holding it, but also try to kind of squeeze and scoop your right butt cheek away from the wall, like it's trying to scoop under you. Left leg lifts, maybe the heel touches the wall or kind of reaches in that general direction. Turn your chest into the center of the room. Oh, hi there. And breathe. You okay? Maybe the top arm lifts. I love that. Bring the top arm down, bend your standing leg, and ease on up. Woo! Shake your legs out. Right? So in lieu of doing the infinite variations of this, we're going to do that same one more time just to see how it feels the second time around now that your body is more familiar with it. So place your prop over on the left side. Turn your right foot in. Turn your whole left leg out. Left butt cheek on the wall, but not the right. Tiptoe in so you're standing with a bent left knee, hip right on top of the ankle, and then start to pivot. I like to, while I'm leaning down toward the water bottle, I'm going to reach my back leg way back, and that will help with the teeter-totter aspect of this pose. Scoop your left butt cheek underneath you. Use the wall for support. Turn your chest to the middle of the room. Raise your top arm if you want. And breathe. More than anything else, breathe. That's it, that's it, that's it. Be loving as you slowly come out. Top hand comes down, bend your standing leg, ease your way up, use the wall. Yes, yes. Side 2, round 2. So did the first side feel a little different second time through? Yeah, stronger. All right. The prop is over on your right side, left toes turn in, whole right leg turns out, right butt cheek on the wall. Tiptoe in, so you're standing right hip directly above your right ankle. Start to teeter-totter your way down. Right hand goes down, left leg reaches back behind you. Scoop your right butt cheek under you a lot. Yeah, reach back through a strong leg. Turn your chest toward the center of the room. If you want, reach your top arm up. Good. Bring the top arm down. Slowly come up. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We made it. Come on back to center. Let's take a forward bend. Feet hip to shoulder width apart. Bend your knees and let your body, your spine hang forward over the legs. Now, if the puppy dog back stretch with the hands on the wall felt better to you, you could do that instead. Our purpose here is give the low back a bit of length, a bit of a chance to rest too. All right. When you're ready, let's stay near the wall because we can take a nice couple of stretches here. So come on down and have a seat. So I think thread the needle is a pretty common hip stretch, right? Where we cross one ankle over the other leg. My favorite way to do it is using a wall or some stable furniture for the bottom leg. So I'm going to show this kind of sideways with my imaginary wall for a moment. So usually I'd use my arms to hold. In this case, we're going to put this bottom foot on the wall. And how you adjust the pose is if you're like, well, I'm not feeling anything, there's not a big stretch, you scoot your bum closer to the wall so that you wind up closer in like that. So instead of pulling your legs in, you use the wall to give your legs a push. If you go into the pose and you're like, oh crap, that's a bit much, then scoot yourself further away from the wall. Okay? So scooch in, not so you're touching the wall, but so your knees are bent maybe about 90 degrees, more or less, and then you're going to fine-tune it from there. Cross your right ankle over the left thigh, kind of near the knee. And then bend your left knee and place the left foot flat on your wall. And once you've got that much, notice, did your butt lift up in the air? If it did, put it down or move a little away from the wall so that you can put your butt down. Did one hip kind of try to hide out in your armpit? If that's the case, even your hips out. And then, what do you feel? If it's the right leg that's crossed over, the area we're looking to stretch is in the right outer hip, deep to the glutes. And if you feel something stretchy deep in that right outer butt area, beautiful. If it's a manageable amount of stretch, great. If you want to increase the intensity of the hip stretch, scooch a little closer to the wall. To decrease, scooch a little further away from the wall. And breathe. And the beauty of this is we can do whatever we want with our hands. Ooh, somebody mentioned sciatica. Let's do a little something with the hands that can be useful. So here's the disclaimer. I can't claim that yoga will cure anything because I'm a yoga teacher. I'm not a doctor. And sciatica can be caused by a couple different things, like impingement in different areas. So one of the movements that can help stabilize the hips, if it's well tolerated and you've got some zingy stuff going down the back of the leg, while you're in this wall hip stretch, try this active sequence out a few times. Your right hand goes to the thigh right near the knee. It's not like you're doing weird stuff to your knee joint. You're fine. And similar to the way, remember we did those head and neck stretches with the resistance? Think of that. You're resisting. Your thigh is pressing into your hand, but your hand has the advantage. You're going to press it away, and then you'll go the opposite direction. Your leg will have the advantage, and with resistance, it pushes your hand back. Inhale, press the thigh away with resistance. Exhale, press the hand in with resistance. Inhale, press the leg away with resistance. Exhale, press the hand closer. Let's do that one more time. And bring it back. And then release. Unwind the whole hip stretch. And you may want to move that leg and hip around a bit. When you're ready, we change sides. The right leg goes up the wall, left ankle crosses over the right thigh, and place the sole of your right foot on the wall. And breathe. So check in. Is your bum still on the mat? What's going on in the left hip? Remember to increase the intensity of the hip stretch. Get a little closer to the wall. To decrease the intensity, scooch a little further away. Stay there while you breathe. And then if you'd like to do the dynamic movement with me, left hand goes on like right to the side of the thigh near the knee. And inhale, press the thigh away. The thigh is resisting. Exhale, the thigh presses the hand. Inhale, the hand presses the thigh, knee moves away. Exhale, the knee comes back in. Inhale, press it away with resistance. And exhale. Ooh, good. Breathe here. Unwind the legs. Stretch your leg. Oh, you can move that hip around a bit. See how that side feels. Stretch the legs up the wall and swing the whole leg. The knees go in, knees and toes go in, knees and toes go out. Swing them in, swing them out, swing them out, swing them in. Bend your knees. Place your feet flat on the wall. Place your arms down near your sides. Zip up your belly. So pull the belly button towards your low back and press into the wall. I'm thinking a little bit like I'm not only pressing the wall, but my heels are slightly pulling toward the floor to lift my bum up. Think of bridge pose. Bridge pose, but your feet are on the wall. And then slowly lower back down. Lift just a little at first. Peel your bum up. Pause. Curl down, low back and hips touch down. The next time you peel up, you might peel up a little bit further. Slowly peel down. Good. How's that feel in everybody's back and body? Okay. Good. Just like that. Tim, come a little bit closer to the wall for this one. I forgot to mention that in the hip stretch, you might be a little further away, and for this movement, you might need to be a touch closer to the wall, unless you're already close. That's it. This last time you peel up and lift, consider staying there for a few breaths. Now think like shoulder stand. And if you want to use your hands on your back, like you would in a shoulder stand, bending the elbows, yeah, there, that's it. With the hands, like the palms kind of on the back of the pelvis, you can use your hands for support. Breathe here. See what's tolerated. Take a few more breaths. And very slowly, very gently curl down. See if you can feel each little segment of your back, your bottom ribs, and then your low back, and then your hips touching down. When you're all the way back down, stretch your legs up, let them relax for a moment. And while your legs are up there, since we have the wall, take one or both legs out to the sides so the inner thighs have a moment to stretch. Let's see how it feels. Breathe. You might stay there. You might do Baddha Konasana, that soles of the feet together. We did this in the beginning of our practice today. Bring the soles of the feet together. The edges of the pinky toe edges of the feet are on the wall. The knees are out to the side. If you're in this position and it's kind of comfortable, you can use your hands to very gently see if the knees want to get a little closer to the wall, pressing the thighs. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You're inside your body. Take a couple breaths in whatever leg thing you're exploring. And now scooch, walk the feet back out away from each other. And we'll use the wall for a last twist. If this feels too crowded for you, you are absolutely welcome to move just a touch away from the wall or completely leave the wall. The way I like to use a wall in a twist is use the tiptoes on the wall, take the arms out wide, kind of walk the feet like tippy, 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 tippy the feet over as far as they want to go. Now in this case, I'm not going to be too concerned if my left shoulder blade lifts up while my right knee goes over to the wall or to the floor. It feels more comfortable for me today to let the legs fall to the floor and adjust where the shoulder and the arm are. And so it feels like how it feels in your body and adjust accordingly. Take a breath in and breathe it out. And when you're ready, walk over to the other side. Breathing as you find your way into the twist over here. Return to center. Hug the knees, rock a little. And when you're ready, arrange your body for Shavasana, our final resting pose. So since you're near the wall, one option you have, of course, is to take the legs up the wall, which is exactly what it sounds like. The bum gets close to the wall, the legs go up it. And the way that it works is that you'll come only as close to the wall as it feels good in your hamstrings, right? If the hamstrings are tight and you're trying to get your butt at the wall, and it will it will cause your hamstrings, hi kitty, it will cause your hamstrings to yell at you. And so if your hamstrings are yelling, it's not very restful. So use as a guideline how comfortable your body feels overall. I'll come show this in just a sec. Give us some Shavasana music. Now, if your hamstrings are not feeling very stretched at all, then sure, by all means, put your butt on the wall. Arms where you like them. And remember, you are not bound to this decision. If the body is becoming uncomfortable, very calmly bend the knees, change position. Let the toes, feet, and ankles rest. Calf muscles, knees and thighs relax. The hands and arms and shoulders rest. The low back uncoil. The upper back spread out. Let the whole body rest. Plugged into source. And gently start to deepen the breath. Begin to move hands and feet. And draw the knees in, rock gently. Make your way over to one side. And come up to seated. And bring your palms together in front of your heart, lifting the heart, lowering the chin, taking a moment in gratitude for something or someone in your day today. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you.
You.